We're all used to Bradley Beal putting up big numbers, but this season has been one of his most efficient. He's shooting a career-high percentage from the field and his highest three-point percentage in 5 years. Kristaps Porzingis has been really good this season. He stayed healthy and put up some of the best numbers of his career. As good as he's been all year, he's arguably done his best work in the first quarter. Daniel Gafford moving into the starting lineup was a significant moment for the Wizards this season because since he's turned into one of the most efficient players in NBA history. With the regular season over, we can now evaluate Corey Kispert's official second-year numbers, and spoiler alert, they're quite good. First of all, it's the highest draft pick they've had in 10 years, since 2013. Also, this is a deep draft class, and especially when it comes to positions that they have long-term needs in. First of all, 2 months ago, no one expected him to be picked this high. He was Victor Wembanyama's teammate with the Metropolitan 92s, and as Wembanyama continued to play throughout their playoff run, Coulibaly really took advantage of that spotlight. Thanks, Chris. When the Wizards traded for Monte Morris, Coach Unseld called him a connector, but I think a better word might be protector, because he is unusually good at limiting turnovers. JP, you guys had a tough 6-game stretch. Now you've won 3 straight. What's changed?
I think we're slowly putting the pieces together.
Well, it's been a problem for the Wizards going back several years. I mean, last year they were 30th in the NBA in threes made. This year they're 29th. Chase Hughes here alongside NBA champion Tony Massenberg. And Tony, let's get right to it. The Wizards selected Johnny Davis of Wisconsin 10th overall. What's your initial reaction to this pick? Draft night tonight. A long way to go in the Wizards offseason. We still got to find out what happens with Bradley Beal. Free agency will happen. Trades will happen. This roster could look very different. Thomas, congratulations. Welcome back. You waited an entire year for this. How did it feel to be back out there? On a related note, best three-point shooting night of the season for you guys. How do you keep this up moving forward? Welcome back to Wizards Nets on NBC Sports Washington. I'm Chase Hughes standing by with Capital City Go-Go GM Amber Nichols. The Go-Go get their season started tomorrow against Raptors 905, but you guys made the playoffs last year for the first time. So how do you carry that success over into this year? And I had a chance to talk to both coaches this week and ask them for their keys to the game. And Garrett O'Donnell of Glenelg told me it's all about ball movement. But I'm going to go with Deni Avdija. He had a big summer. He was healthy for the most part. He had a groin injury toward the end, but he looked really good for the national team. Yeah, guys, I went to Net Shoot-Around this morning to catch up with Markieff Morris, and I asked him, what do you remember most about playing with Bradley Beal and what fans maybe don't know about him? And Keefe said he was always struck by how relentless a competitor Beal was, and that during those years that he played a full 82 games, it wasn't as easy as he made it look. I was actually talking to his college coach this past week, Travis Ford of St. Louis University, and he said that they didn't recruit him as a defensive player. Thanks, Chris. Deni Avdija and Lauri Markkanen had a memorable matchup in Prague this summer when Israel beat Finland thanks to a game-tying 3 by Deni. That game was only about 10 hours after Markkanen was traded to the Jazz, and he was still shocked by the news. After that game, Deni gave Markkanen a pep talk about how he thought Utah was a good fit. I was told Deni really lifted his spirits during a difficult time. You missed last game with an injury. How does the leg feel? 2 wings that could be in the Wizards' range at the 8th overall pick are Cam Whitmore and Asar Thompson. They are both incredible athletes, but you were an NBA scout. You know it takes a lot more than that. So how do you differentiate between them in terms of their skills and intangibles? But if you're choosing between him and Asar Thompson, it is not an easy call, because Asar Thompson might be even more explosive. I would compare him to Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter in terms of his athleticism. The Wizards have to be happy with what they've seen in the Las Vegas Summer League so far because their young players are showing promise, and that's what it's all about. Take a look. Robin Captain Hook Lopez currently holds the record, with Thomas Bryant not far behind. But Gafford is ahead of them by over 9%. It's not even close. The one good thing about the Wizards missing the playoffs this season is that they're going to get a very high draft pick. Here are the numbers that you need to know. The first is 6.7%. That's the chances the Wizards get the #1 overall pick, which would likely mean French phenom Victor Wembanyama. The second is 28.9%. That's the combined likelihood they move up to select in the top 4. Anywhere in the top 4 would be a major win for the Wizards. Here are all the teammates Bradley Beal has ever had alongside him in the starting lineup who shot at least 40% from 3. When he's been available, he's been quite good, especially when it comes to his shooting efficiency.